Well, I can't hit record because I'm not the,
Or whoever the host is. Oh, there it goes.
okay, now I'm going to send you out to a Jamboard when it come up. But the boys, I need this link in there and it's on my slide. So they can get it. See the link at the bottom? No, I'm talking about, oh, you're gonna pull it up and then get the link from right there. But it's not on there when it's on mine. Master copy. No. It's on the slide at the bottom. I'll do it. How I'm gonna do it? Send it to you now. Okay. Did it drop in there? Okay, when you use this Jamboard, it can, we're gonna also reflect back to the blended learning, you just learned about the virtual lesson cycle. When you use this Jamboard, you could use it as a check for understanding. Students can actually write on the Jamboard. All you do is just click on the pen, and if you put a PDF file in here, they could annotate on it itself. Also, the Jamboard could be used to do differentiated groups, because when you put the Jamboard up into your Google Classroom, you can put the kids in different groups and send them off into the breakout room, and they'll be working on the same Jamboard. But all you have to do is just share the link with them. But right now, what we're gonna do, Mr. Du Bois should be putting the link in the chat so y'all could join the Jamboard with me. And you're gonna fill out how you feeling today. And you put it in there? You should be receiving the link shortly. Thumbs up if you have the link, and I know to get started showing you.
Was it a link you said, or?
Yes, it should be coming in the chat.
From you?
From Du Bois.
Okay.
It's in the chat now. Now you just need to click on it and join the Jamboard.
We keep getting a link to a Google presentation.
Thumbs up if you you in.
Ms. McCowan?
Yes.
We keep getting a link to another Google presentation. Should we be making another copy of that presentation?
No, did you copy the right one, Mr. Boone? He said he getting a different link to another.
Or Ms. McCowan, from mine, it's saying this file might be unavailable right now due to heavy traffic. That's what I keep getting.
It's saying that on mine as well.
We need the Jamboard link, not the interactive notebook presentation.
No, that's the one he just sent.
Yeah, the one he just sent is the one going straight to the digital interactive notebook.
They say you sent the digital notebook.
Yeah. I think the Jamboard link that he sent, when you click on it, it's saying heavy traffic jam. So that may be the problem.
That's what I
Okay.
keep getting
Just
to,
follow it
Ms.
for
Johnson.
you. Okay, did you do it now? Okay, he said he's putting it in there now. If it doesn't work, I will model it for you how you do it so that you will just know how to do it. But we're gonna try it just one more time.
There we go. It worked. We're good.
It's in there.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, basically what you're gonna do, you're gonna go over here to the circle and you're gonna click on it. You're gonna make a circle. Up top is gonna pop up where it say fill. You're gonna press on transparent. That will take the filling out of it. So when you move it around, I need everybody to do this so I can see how you feeling today. You're gonna check in. So basically put the circle over how you feeling.
We have it set to view only. We can't make any edits.
Oh, I need to put it on edit. Okay, that's fine, but that's what you would do, okay? And make sure you do edit when you do the link, okay? Any questions with that? Okay, we're gonna proceed on. Okay, what was that? Do it again? Okay, I will do it again. You would click on the circle. You will form the circle, but you have to do transparent so that it won't be any filling. So the circle is clear when you move it. And then you just move it to wherever you want it.
And as students move around and complete the
The
activity, does
students
it
will
tell us
move it
who they
around, but
moved?
when you do the link, when you share the link, make sure you give them added access. So when you go up here, make sure when you do the link, you click on how they can edit it, okay? Because I got viewers, so that's why y'all was not able. And that's just something, and if you press the edit, they will be able to move it around. Okay? So that's a way that you can allow your students to check in. You could let it do it be individual, or it could be as a group, and you can see it all as anonymous, no names. You could just see it up there. Okay, we will proceed on. Now let's talk about the agenda. What I did, I put the agenda in the interactive notebook because I didn't want the kids to be jumping everywhere. So as they click on the agenda, they proceed for next task, the next task, the next task. And that's what y'all gonna experience today. So we already did the checking in. You're gonna do an activity where you see who all is in the room, on campus or on virtually with us. You will have a wide digital activity. You will create a digital notebook, and then we're gonna play around with the different tools that you have in your interactive notebook. And then at the end, you will give feedback. So before I continue, I just wanna I want you to click on the toolbar, because when I start creating, you could go back to this tool to look at the different icons up here. If you don't know what they are, the toolbar tools, you could be able to look at them. So go ahead and yourself and click on the toolbar. It'll be slide 4. And you see you have a visual picture and it's a description what each toolbar is. And then on the page, it says next. Basically all you do, you click the link and you go to the next page. So you would link it through, and then if you need help, just continue going to the next, so you could visually see all your toolbars. So when we start creating.
Excuse me, I'm kind of lost.
Yes.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay. I'm saying when we start creating in the interactive notebook, you could click on this toolbar so you could see what all of the toolbar icons are up here. So if you're not familiar with it, I gave you a cheat sheet in your interactive notebook. But you will always click the training tab to get back to your agenda. So let's say we was creating. We're not creating right now. We will create, but I'm trying to tell you this up front. So when we start creating, you will know how to do it. So you click here, It takes you to the toolbar. These are these toolbar right here. They telling you what they mean. So when I start presenting to you, when we start creating an interactive notebook, you'll know how to do it and what toolbar icon I'm talking about. But if you don't know, you can go look at your cheat sheet. But I'm gonna click back on the agenda because you're gonna always go back to your agenda. So if you're not on your agenda, go back to your agenda. Okay, now, let's get a feel for who's on campus and who's on virtually. Basically, what you're gonna do, you're gonna do a pilot. Ms. Maupin let you experience this yesterday in the SEL training. And basically on the pilot, you can use this as a check for understanding for your students. You could pose something like, what are you still confused with? What have you learned already? Or you could take your exemplar and put it as the background in the Padlet, and you can let them give you feedback on what do they notice about your exemplar. Or you can let them use it as feedback for themselves. You could put a student's show call up there and they could give feedback to the student. But before you do that, you need to teach them how to give feedback. You don't want them to just say, good job. You want them to elaborate on it. Good job on showing what slope is. Good job on labeling your icons correctly. You want to teach them how to do that. Let's not just let them do a one-word good job, because what is the good job? What are you doing a good job at? So that's what we want to talk about when we're doing feedback. We want to elaborate so you know exactly what you want your students to give to you. You teach them that. And I'm gonna let you do the Padlet, and what you're gonna do on the Padlet, you're going to tell your name. You're gonna give me what grade you teach, and that's on your agenda. It says who's in the room. When you click that, you should be able to join. So if you're looking at your agenda, if you click the link on your agenda, you should be able to join the Padlet. And also, I want you to tell me if you have used the interactive notebook before. So go ahead and start typing your name, what you teach, and have you used the notebook before? And I'm gonna give you about 3 minutes to do that. Okay, I noticed that most people have yet to use the interactive notebook, but Ms. Hess, I see that you've been using it. Would you like to share in what capacity you use the interactive notebook? Did she hear me? Huh? Ms. Hess, please unmute yourself. Weathermute, would you like to tell me in what capacity you use the interactive notebook? I noticed you said you use the interactive notebook.
I said I have not used it yet.
You said you have not.
I haven't used it.
So is there anyone who used the interactive notebook that want to share? Okay, Martinez, thank you. How come I can't hear him? Only you can hear him or something? Yeah, he talking. He's unmuted.
I can't hear Mr.
I'm sorry,
Martinez.
my headphones were muted, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, there
Okay,
you
I'm
go.
like,
Yeah, hear me
I
now?
can't hear you.
Yes.
I'm over here renting. No, so I was saying that in science and physics, we've used interactive notebooks in the past to jot down new ideas, but it also allows the students to embed organizers, vocabulary, and also following that focus notes and Cornell note style. It allows them to kind of split their notebook up into the notes section, the reflection section, questions they have. So it allows for the student to really reflect on their learning as they go about it.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. That is all good, great ideas, great ideas. We will be learning more things that you can do with the interactive notebook. We're gonna go ahead and proceed on.
What kind of notebook do you use, Mr. Martinez?
So in the past, it's just been the traditional composition notebook. And we actually switched to interactive binders last year, but now we'll be switching over to digital notebooks for this coming school year. So either using Google
I'm glad
Slides
to
or
hear that,
OneNote.
Martinez. Awesome.
Would you suggest the Google Slides or the one, is it OneNote?
Well, what
I think it'll be easier for kids to use Google Slides, definitely.
And that's what I'm presenting today, how to use the Google Slides today. So, but it's up to you how you want to do your notebook. Why am I moving to the next slide? Okay, thinking about the interactive notebook dilemma. I want to think back to the month of March when Mr. Martinez called us into the cafeteria for emergency meeting. But now he's Dr. Martinez. And congratulations to you, Dr. Martinez, on your awesome accomplishment. He told us that we might not be returning to school to teach in the in-class setting that we're used to. He said that we would probably have to be teaching virtually online. This put me in a position, had me scrambling for resources, trying to find the best and efficient way to continue my learning for my students. I also had parents calling me, asking me about student grades because some of them forgot to do their work. And she asked me, Ms. McCowan, do you have something I could refer to? What work did they miss? And sadly to say, I didn't have anything. And that's why I ran across this interactive notebook this summer. And I said, I'm going to put it into use because if the students have an interactive notebook, you can let the parents view it anytime because it's there. They could put their resources in there. They could use it to study. They will always have it readily available for them. We could let the parents be involved in their learning. The parents can go back, look at different things that you put in the interactive notebook and share that experience with them. That is my why I'm going to use the interactive notebook. Now that you know my why, let's talk about what is the interactive notebook. But what I want you to do, I want you to read this to yourself. And I want you to throw in the chat the words that stand out to you the most. So just read it to yourself and pop certain words in the chat that stand out to you the most.
So I know only I can see the chat right now. We got ownership, we got interact, empowers, ownership, reflect. So a lot of reflect, digital, empowers, study time.
Okay, ownership, think about that. The kids will be able to own their own learning. Be independent with it. They could reflect back instead of first thing they don't know something, they ask you, what do I do? No, you tell them, check your interactive notebook. What did we do on such and such day? How can you use that? And then now they can give you the information. Empower. When I think about that word empower, it kind of reflects back to our vision and our mission, making them lifelong learners. That's one of the little bullets from it. Making them independent thinkers. That's what we want to do. But let's not forget about what it is not. It's not just a clicking slides and having them click a slide and look at a video. That's not what it is. The purpose. We're gonna have them creating. For example, they might create a mini lesson for them, for what they learned, for another student to review. They could create posters within their interactive notebook, and you could display them to the others to use it as a learning tool for your class. They most definitely have to become independent thinkers. Because when we get them to do that, your job is so easy. You got it made then. Because they're not gonna just depend on you. They're not gonna say, how did we do that? No, they're gonna learn to go to that notebook and utilize it and use it to their advantage. There go that word again, lifelong learners. Yeah, it do helps them organize their notes. But I wanna get to this part. It said, process the information presented in class. What do that mean? That means letting the kids engage in the learning, not passively listening to it. You want them to engage in it. You don't want them to passively absorb it. Because when they engage in it, it sticks with them. They could come back 3-4 days, weeks later, and they'll be able to tell you because they engaged in it. But when they just passively absorb it, they probably forget the next day. So let's make sure we let our students engage in the learning. Now, I want to know your why. So you're gonna participate in a graphic organizer activity. And basically what you're gonna do in your groups, you're gonna put in 6 words telling about your why. Why should you use this digital active notebook? But before you go into the breakout rooms, I want whoever in your group who had the least amount of years, they would be the recorder. And when we come back from the breakout rooms, whoever had the most years, you would be the spokesperson. Anytime before you put students in groups, always give them roles. Always let them know what they're gonna do. So when they do go in the group, the job get done. Everybody else, you're gonna voice what your reason is to use this interactive notebook. So Mr. Du Bois is gonna go ahead and put y'all in the breakout rooms. And just remember, you're gonna work as a team. And when we come back, the first person gonna talk about their why for the group. Remember, this is a group activity.
All right, y'all. So as I'm about to send you to the breakout room, like I said before, some of you all will go directly there. Some you have to click join. So when it comes on your screen, click join. You do not have to click the button to release you
And
back to the group. It will just, after the 1 minute countdown, it'll bring you automatically back to us.
Make sure you click on your agenda in your digital interactive notebook, but remember, it's only gonna be one recorder. And I'm gonna go back to the agenda just to make sure, so when we go in, we're doing the work. It says, why digital? You'll click on your link so you can open it up. Everybody will get a copy so you can have this graphic organizer. But we're gonna, whoever have the least amount of years, they will be the recorder. Whoever have the most years, they will be the spokesperson when you come back. You're gonna actually write on the graphic organizer, click it on your agenda and open it up. But remember, the recorder is the one who's going to type. So click on the link on your agenda and it will take you to it, but it will ask you to make a copy. Yes.
So, Ms. McCowan, I'm on the page that you have on the screen where I got the 4 tabs, training, toolbar, create, and let's play. What am I supposed to click on to get that graphic organizer?
When you click on the link, you see how it pop up?
Why digital?
Yes, that's that's the name of it. We're gonna tell you.
Okay.
For using this
Let me see.
notebook. And then when you click it, it should open up and it's gonna give you a copy. But remember, only one person is going to record. It's the person who had the least amount of years in your group. And the spokesperson is the person with the most years.
Where's my mouse?
All right, everybody, now you should be joining, clicking on your screen, joining the breakout room. Mr. Davenport and Buckner, did y'all get Endeavors, did y'all get a link to join? They must not.
Mhm.
Ms. McGowan, that was so quick. We were barely trying to figure out how to get to typing.
What?
Yes, ma'am, because I'm completely still lost on. I got
That's
a blank.
one word. It could have been whatever word you
Well,
wanted
no,
to.
I have a blank screen on mine. Like I don't even see. Like I downloaded your link, and when I downloaded the link, everything else doesn't let me click on anything.
Well, just think about the word you wanted to do. Say.
Okay.
Because when I clicked it, you had to click inside the box. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Any group want to go ahead and share out first? Group one? Spokesperson from group one?
I don't know what my group number was, but I'll share.
Okay, thank you. It don't have to be a group number. We just jump in whenever. There you go.
Paper, a way to organize, an easy way to keep up with grades, and it gave us options. Again, it's all about the choices. We just got to figure out how to do it. And that's all we can come up with.
Okay.
All right, we'll jump in real quick, and I guess we'll play like we're group number 2. I might read it. Of course,
I would like for you to say, if you have to add, do you have anything to add differently? So we can
add
keep.
differently.
Yeah. Okay, you can use it as assessments. Okay.
Okay, we can go
Informal.
next.
Informal.
Okay, sorry, I don't know.
We're gonna
Okay.
take one more so we can get to the good part, the creating. One more.
We'll go.
Okay.
So our group, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So our group said that society needs to bridge that gap between technology and education. So this helps us to catch up with the technology. We said that it's great for pandemics, and then we can bridge the old way of teaching with the new way of teaching and really come up with some really creative lessons.
Awesome. You will experience that today. I likes that. But we're gonna keep it going. So let's move on. Okay, this is the why from research. And y'all did say some of it. Less paper, paperless, green, 21st century. That's when you're doing it digital, online, computer-based. Engaging, colorful, multi-rich. You could use it to let them organize their thoughts. They will always have it to refer back to it. Now, that's the part I really like. Because I always want my students to be independent and be able to go back to what they learned and tell me instead of me telling them. So that's the part of this one I like. And everybody that shared out and all the ones who participated, all of y'all had great ideas. I want to thank you for that, Sharon, on that activity. Thank you very much. Thank you. But you can't forget about the differentiating. When you use the interactive notebook and like the tool I showed you previously, the Jamboard, you can actually put that inside the notebook with a link for them to go to it. You could use that to differentiate by assigning groups. Live. So when y'all editing on paper, you can actually see what they are doing live. You can watch them while they're doing their work. And that's the beauty of it. You can make it visual and incorporate videos in there to help you differentiate. And then for your accelerated learners, see, we got to keep that in mind. All learners don't learn at the same pace. So that's why we must differentiate. We can't give a lesson that's one for all. I wish we could. It would make my life so easy, but we just can't. So that's where the differentiating part comes. And you're gonna learn more about that from Ms. Pounders later on. She's gonna go over differentiating. I was just touching on it, but she's gonna expand on it for you. And we most definitely can't forget about our early finisher. We don't want anybody sitting. We want them engaged in the content. So we gotta prepare our lesson for all learners at all times. Now we on the nitty gritty part. We finna create. This is the best part. But what you have to do, if you in prevent mode, I need you to press escape because you're gonna have to have your screen side by side so that you can see what I'm doing and my presenting screen. So you're gonna have to press escape so you could do that. And another thing, at the beginning, I did tell y'all about the toolbar. This is when we need it, but I was trying to let you know about it before we start. You can always click on that toolbar link to help you. You can always click on that to help you. And then if you want to get back to your agenda, click the word training. Now, to get to the create part, everybody go ahead and go back to the agenda. Go back to your agenda if you haven't already. I'm gonna click it on mine just to show you. Right here, it should bring you to the create. And if some people like to work slower, because I'm going to be presenting and I might go a little fast, I put notes in your interactive notebook for you. See, I thought about the learners who might need a little more help, or who work a little slower, or who work faster. You can work at your own pace, but I am gonna do it with you and show you. You have step by step how to do it. All you have to do on each page, you would press next. You would click the next button, and it will take you to the next slide showing you your steps. Like right here, slide 3. It will show you step 1. You can go on your own, but I'm gonna get out of the slide 3 and I'm gonna go ahead and start showing you how to do it. But before we start, then if you wanna go to the next step, click next and you keep going. You can work on your own at your own pace. But before we start, I need everybody to open up a new Google Doc. This is how we're gonna get started creating. And make sure you have your screen side by side so you can see what I'm doing and you working, creating. And also
slides or docs?
have your notes in your interactive notebook. Yes.
Slides or docs?
What was that?
Is it slides or docs?
Slides. Google Slides, my mistake. Thank you. Go to Google Slides. Thumbs up if we're ready. Let me see a thumbs up. Put it in kind of thumbs up so we can start together. I want everybody with me. You ready to roll? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing you have to do, you're gonna go up to File. Remember, you have your cheat sheet in your notebook if you don't know the toolbar icon. You're gonna click File, because what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna change the page size. You don't have to change it if you don't want to, but I am going to show you how you can change it. So if you do want a full page, 8.5 by 11 page in your interactive notebook, you can, or you could just leave it like it is, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you do, you go to File, you're going to go down to Page Setup. Click on it. You're gonna click right here. What you're gonna do, you're gonna go to Custom. So if you wanna change it, you'll put 8.5 by 11 if you want a full sheet. And it would change the size of it. It makes it a full size. If you wanna do 11 by 8.5, you just do the same thing. You go to Page Setup, you click it, You can say 11.5 by 8. That's how you change your page. You have to decide which one you want. You just press apply and it'll change it. So it changed it for you. For the training purpose, I'm just gonna leave it in the format of the slide. In the 16 by 9. This is just for training purpose. You could do it whichever way you want. Okay, so now what you're gonna do, you're gonna click on the text box and you're gonna delete it, both of them. Okay, we talked about changing the page size. Now we're gonna talk about master view. Master view is when you could put something inside there and the students can't move it. Because someone asked me yesterday, they said, I wanted to put my digital classroom in my interactive notebook because we was kind of talking about it. And she said, but every time I put it in there, everything moves around. And I said, well, when you do it in master view, it won't move around, but the kids can click and work and do it and do the work out of it. So what you're gonna do to get to master view, you're gonna press view and go to master. Now, when you put something in this view, students cannot move it around. They cannot change it at all. But what I want you to do, you're gonna keep the master slide, you're gonna keep the layout. You're going to click the third one. You're gonna hold down shift. And remember, you have the notes in your interactive notebooks to follow along if you wanna work on your own. And then you don't have to write anything down. If you look in your interactive notebook and press the next page, the notes are on there. So clicking, you go to create, and it's step-by-step notes in your interactive notebook. Follow along in your interactive notebook. I broke all the steps down for you with visual pictures how to do it. But I'm presenting it up here so you could just see it in action now. So then you're gonna go to your last slide. Scroll all the way to the last slide. Make sure you continue to hold down the shift button. You're gonna click the last slide. You're gonna click on your mouse, right click, and you're gonna press delete to delete them. We just wanna start with this first slide. So then you're gonna click on the title and you're gonna press delete. You're gonna click on the title, you're gonna press delete. Now, the first thing we have to do for our interactive notebook, just like when you open yours up, you had a cover. I made the cover a blue textbook. You could put any kind of cover you want in your interactive notebook. That's what we're finna do now. We're going to insert a cover for your notebook. So what I need you to do, go to the plus sign up top. And before we do that, let's name our notebook. I'm gonna say sample. So name your notebook, you name it whatever you want. You're gonna go up at the top, you're gonna click the plus sign to open up a Google search engine, to open up the Google search engine. What you're gonna type inside, you're gonna type composition notebook cover. You're gonna click on it. All the covers will come up. But the first thing you need to do, because you want to use the covers that are transparent. So you're gonna go up here, you're gonna click image. Now you're gonna go over to the side. Remember, all of these are in your interactive notebook, visual pictures of every icon that we have here. I put it in your notebook so you can have it. So if I'm going a little fast, refer to your notebook. So you're gonna press tool, you're gonna come back over here to color. You're gonna go down to transparent and click it. Now that's what's gonna make all of the notebooks transparent. Basically, you're gonna search, look at them, choose one of the notebooks that you want, click on it. I'm just gonna choose this one. Choose one for yourself. What color you want, what do you want? It's up to you. Now to insert it back into your interactive notebook, you're going to press on your mouse, right click, scroll down to copy image, copy it. Now go back to your sample notebook. For Mac, you're gonna press Command V. For Windows PC, press Control V. Because some people have a Mac, some people have a Windows computer. So if you have Windows, to copy it in there, you press Control V. If you have a Mac, you press Command V. So press it, it should automatically go inside. Now, you're going to stretch it out, but I'm gonna show you how you snip it and resize it. All you have to do is double click. And now I'm gonna resize mine. You can resize yours because I just want the notebook part, and then I'm gonna stretch it.
Calvin, some of the people saying, can you just slow down just a little bit? with the
Yeah.
instructions. And then also, I think I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but someone asked, why do you use transparent? That's just to remove the background, correct?
It's yes.
All right.
It's yes, to remove the background, yes. Is everyone ready?
They're saying yes.
Okay, I'm going to just stretch mine out, make it cover my page. Make sure you're stretching yours. Okay, so I stretched my notebook out. And another thing, when you picking your notebook, I didn't say this when we was getting it, but I'm gonna let you know. Make sure you just look at the numbers on it, how big it is, because sometimes when you pick it, it will be a little blurry. You want to pick the notebook that have the large dimensional numbers on it. And let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say if I pick this one. And if you look down here, it say 800 by 75. Don't pick one that's real small, because when you put it in there, it will be very blurry. But for training purpose, I just picked one. So make sure you pick the one that have a large dimension size. So let's go back. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do for our interactive notebook, we're gonna make some tabs. And you kind of seen the tabs on your staff notebook that I sent out to you. So what we're gonna do to make the tabs, you're gonna go up to shape. It's a circle and a square put together. And if you can't see the icon, or if you can't see me, remember, refer to your interactive notebook. The step is on there and the picture. I put visual pictures so you can see it inside your interactive notebook. So you click it. We're going to go to the shape that have a straight edge and it's rounded. And you're gonna click it. We're gonna stretch it out just a little bit. We're gonna put color. We're gonna change the color. So what you do, you go up to the little cup that's tipped over. We're gonna fill it with a color. You could choose whatever color you want. I'm going to use purple. Now, we have to go to the circle and we have to turn it 90 degrees because you want to overlap it on the edge of your notebook. You want to overlap this on the edge of your notebook. And how do you do that? You make sure the cross come up. It should be like a 4 little section. It should be a cross. You click it and you just drag it over. Click your mouse, drag it over. Just make sure it's overlapping on the notebook like that. Now we're gonna put a drop shadow on it. The purpose of the drop shadow is to make the tabs look realistic. So what you're gonna do to get to your drop shadow, If it's not already showing, you need to click the 3 little dots on the end. And then when you click it, you'll see the word format option. Click on it, and you should see the word drop shadow. Remember why we put in a drop shadow? It makes the tab look realistic when we put it behind the notebook. So you're gonna click on it. And now you're gonna go down to the angle. I'm gonna make mine come in a little bit. You do not have to do this. This is just my preference. I like the angle to come in and be more aligned at the bottom of the tab. So I'm gonna bring the angle in. I'm gonna do it about 34. And I'm also gonna bring the distance out. I'm gonna bring it out to about 7. Okay, I'm gonna close this out. And remember, that was just to make your tabs look more realistic. I need to bring my tab down because it's off of my notebook. So now, and I'm gonna bring mine in a little bit because it's hanging off of the notebook and off of the page. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go grab a text box because we wanna label our tab. So you're gonna go up top to the little T. It's between the image icon and the arrow where you select something. So click on it. You're gonna get a text box. And we're gonna type inside the text box, page 1. But when you're doing this for your students, you're going to type whatever titles you want for your unit. Whatever your subject is, whatever units you want, whatever you want on your tab, just for training purpose, I'm using page 1. And also, we're only gonna create about 3 tabs, so you know how to just keep duplicating and you don't have to do the same step all over, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it, the tab, and we're gonna turn this 90 degrees just like we did the tab. We're gonna turn the text box 90 degrees. So go to the circle at the top and turn. Look at the angle and you're gonna turn it to 90 degrees. Now, once you turn it to 90 degrees, kind of stretch it over the box. But what I want you to do, make sure you leave a little piece out because we're gonna have to click behind that box to do another task. And you can stretch this one all the way down. So stretch it out. But now I wanna change the color of that because I really can't see it if you use the lighter color, but if you can see yours, that's fine. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna press Control A, and it's gonna highlight the words inside the text box. I'm gonna go up to the A between the underlining and the highlighter. And I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna change it to white so I can see it better because of the color I chose. I'm also going to align this in the center of the tab. So you're gonna go back up to the 3 little dots. And you're gonna click it. You're gonna press Align. You're gonna align it in the center, and you're gonna line it at the bottom of the page in the center. We wanna do both. Now I'm gonna make this bigger because that's small. I can't see that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go up here to the plus sign where you see the size, where you can increase the size, and I'm gonna click it. I did it too big, so I'm gonna bring it back some. Okay, now we have made a tab, but we don't wanna have to go through the same steps after we made one tab. Now we're gonna learn how you layer your tabs. What do that mean? That means duplicate the tab that you have. Then all you have to do is change the label. We wanna make it easy as possible for us. And I'm trying to move it out the way, okay. So now what I want you to do, I want you to click inside your text box, go to Shift, hold it down. Go to the top of the box, click it. Now, it should have highlighted everything. Now, you're going to duplicate this. You would press Control D if you have a Windows PC. You will press Command D if you have a Mac. This is so we could duplicate the tab. So we're going to do it twice. So press Control D. It duplicated, it stayed highlighted. All you do is move it down. If you want to make another one, it depends on how you did your page. Mine's going to run off the page, but I'm going to just do it again to show you. Control D. And you see right here, I do have another tab, but I'm not going to use it on my notebook. But that is how you do it. You always click the text inside and hold down Shift, click the box. That's so you can highlight everything, or else it will drag just part of it. And I'm gonna move mine just over a little bit. Okay, now we wanna put these tabs behind the notebook so they can look realistic. So what you do, you go to the top, you left click on your mouse, left click, you're gonna drag and select. And I end up selecting my whole notebook. I don't want to put the whole notebook behind. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring mine in so I could just select my tabs. I can always stretch it back out because I don't want the notebook to move. So I'm gonna do it again. Left click on your mouse, go select all of the tabs. You could do it 2 ways. You could do right click, and I'm gonna do it at the top because y'all cannot see that. I'm gonna escape. So I'm gonna do it again because I want you to see it. But if you wanted to do it that way, you could right click and press arrange, but I'm gonna press it at the top so you can see it. Then you would go to order. Where do we want to order them? We want to order them behind the notebook. And so the tabs will go behind the notebook, but I'm gonna stretch mine back out because I chose to use just the 16:9. And so if you look, my tabs are behind my notebook. And that's kind of how I designed y'all notebook for this training. Then what you would do, you would go ahead and change, click again inside your text box, press Control A to change your title of that tab. Let's say I just say page 2. You can label yours whatever you want. Okay, now you just created tabs for your notebook and you created your cover. The next thing we're gonna do, we're going to insert up inside page of the notebook. And we're gonna kind of follow the same steps we did for the cover. So what you wanna do, you wanna go up to the plus sign and you're gonna select a new layout. Click it, a new page should come in. And now that I have the new page, let me talk more about the view, the master view. So let's say, I'm gonna put a text box in here. Well, I'll do that on the next step. Let's create our page from the notebook. Let's do that first. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to our search engine where you typed in for the cover of the notebook, and you're gonna say inside notebook cover. Type in inside. And it's gonna bring up a lot of different pictures of the inside notebook cover. And I'll show you another way you could do it too if you don't wanna pull an inside notebook cover, you just wanna create your own. So they do have these, but I don't see any that I want. Let me see, image. and it's already on transparent. Let's just pick one and let's use this one. And I'm just gonna use half of it. And I'm also gonna show you, how you could create your page within the master view. So we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna right click. We're following the same steps as we did when we made the cover. You're gonna copy image. Remember, these are in your notebook. If you click on the tab that say create, and if you click next, it will take you through the steps that I'm doing up here. If you cannot see, or if I'm going a little fast. So I'm gonna click copy. I'm gonna go back to the sample. Remember, for a PC, Windows PC, you press Control V. For a Mac, you press Command V. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I just really want half of the page, okay? I just want half of it. I'm gonna double click. I'm gonna take that out because I don't want it. I don't want that part either. And then basically we're gonna do the same thing we did previously. You're gonna stretch it over your page. And I need to click again because I don't want the bottom. I'm gonna take that off.
Ms. McCowan, in the master, when I'm in the master file, it won't let me type on the slides.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna show you next. I'm gonna show you how to do that right now.
Because I can't edit. It won't let me,
Inside
it's got
page.
words on it. It won't let me edit it.
It won't let you delete?
No, ma'am, it's in the master slide. I can't type on it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I haven't got to that part yet. Were you able to insert a page? Was you able to delete the boxes that was already on the slide?
Yes, ma'am, I deleted the boxes. I
Okay,
inserted
so
the cover.
that's the
and I'm
part.
up
I
this
haven't got to
where
the
it's got
part where
wor-
you able, I haven't got to the part where you're able to type. I haven't shown you that.
Well, there were words on my slide that said edit this slide and I can't get
No,
rid of
you
those
press
words.
delete. You were supposed to delete that off.
Oh, well then it would, never mind. Sorry, unmute me. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna just drag it, make it fit. Remember, we only doing now is, all we doing right now, we made our cover, we made our tab, we inserting the page. But let's say I did not want to insert a page, okay? What I could do, I'm gonna do Control D if I'm on Windows PC. And if I'm on a Mac, I'm gonna press Control D. I wanna duplicate this. I wanna duplicate this page. So if you're on Windows PC, you click Control D. If you're on a Mac, you press Command D. Now let's say if I didn't want this as my paper right here. Let's say I didn't want this background, okay? I'm gonna go up here to the shape. I'm gonna grab the same shape that I had when I made my, and I'm gonna stretch it. Now, let's say if we wanted to, let's talk about text boxes. When you can type inside, you must use this text box. So go up at the top, get a text box. Now you can type all you want. You need to put that text box in there. And now you can type. But remember, if you go out of it, let's say if I go out of it, I'm gonna click the little X right here. I'm gonna go over to the side over here and I'm gonna get the layout that I was just typing on. Now, if you see, I cannot move this because I put it in a text box in master view. I cannot move it. Now I'm gonna go back to master view. Go to view, go down to master. Now, that's when you put something in, you don't want it to move, you don't want the kids to move it, you insert it in the text box or in the master view itself. They cannot move it. But let's talk about if you want them to type outside of the notebook and you want them to do something. Maybe you inserted a picture and you wanted them to label the diagrams for it. So you'll come right here, you do either title placeholder, subtitle placeholder, or body. This is when you do a whole, you want to write a paragraph. This is just short. Title is just something really short. So let's say I wanted them to type their own title in. Like I wanted them to title all their pages except for me titling them. So I want to center that. I want to center the words. So I'm gonna go up at the top. I'm gonna go to alignment. Remember, this is when the students can type on the page outside of the master view. But anything you put in the master view, they cannot type on it. They cannot move it. So I'm going to align it up. You can change the font if you like. You could come up here, you could change the font if you like before you let them type on it. You could change the font, you can make it bigger, however you want to do it. You can underline it, you can put it in italics, you can make it bold. Now, I'm going to go outside the master view. Now you're gonna see the difference between a text box and when you do a placeholder. So go outside. Now, the students can't type. Up here, they can't type. So if you don't want them typing, and these are your directions, you put it in a text box. You want them typing on it, doing something with it, labeling something, you put it in a placeholder.
How did you get to the placeholder again?
Okay, I will go back to the master view and I'll show you. Go back up to view, go to master. You go, it's right there with the tab. It's the list. It's a placeholder, that's the title, subtitle, if they doing a short paragraph, body, if they doing a full-blown writing assignment. You put the body so then they could keep going all the way down. So if you do text box, they cannot write on it. So you always, if you want them to write outside of the master view, you have to use a placeholder. Okay, now what I want us to do now, we want to duplicate a couple of more pages, just a couple of more pages. Let's say about 3 more. So go ahead and do the same thing. If you on a PC, Windows PC, Control D, Mac, Command D. So Control D, Control D. I'm just going to do it 3 times. And the reason why I'm creating these pages is now we're going to, and before I do that, because I actually skipped the step, let me go back to the cover page because I did not show y'all how to do links. So let's say if you wanted to link the titles like your tabs like I did for your interactive notebook, what you would do you would come up here to the box, go to the shape that is a square. You're gonna take it and you're going to put it over your tab. You will have to make this transparent. You can put a border if you want to, but you're gonna make the border also transparent. And now all you have to do now, you go click on it and let me move my notebook part over so y'all can actually see me clicking on it. You go click on it, you're gonna press Control K if you have Windows PC, Command K if you have a Mac. And basically it pops up. You could basically put any tab in there. So let's just go, let's do this. Go back to your search engine, copy that link right there. You could just do it. You're gonna come back here, paste it in there. So now that tab is gonna go back to that page. Let me do that again. You come over here, you click. I do it on the second one. I'm going to go get a shape, the square. I'm gonna put it over the text box. I'm gonna say, make it transparent, make the border transparent. Basically, all you press, Control K for Windows PC, Command K if you're on a Mac. And basically the link comes up. I'm going to go back to the pages so I could show you how you make a link on the pages and make sure to make them maneuver through your notebook. But you can link these to your notebook too. If you was doing that, let me click back on this one. And I'm gonna move this over right quick so y'all can see it. So you can, let me go back because I didn't highlight everything. And you gotta make sure you highlight everything or that's what will happen. It will move without it. And it's still doing it. Wait a minute. Undo. So let's see if I click it, y'all can see it. Control K. See, y'all can't see that. Let me do this one right here so you can basically see it because over here it's hiding. So I'm gonna go back up, do a shape because I want you to see it. Put a text box around it. I mean a shape. Go make it transparent. Now you're gonna press Control K. At the bottom, you see, okay, wait a minute. Escape, because I want y'all to see where you see the presentation of your slides. I'll just move that over there, wait. Okay, now, if I press Control K, go back just a moment, escape. Now, you see how it says slide in this? This is when you can link it to your slides. At the bottom, you would pick certain slides. You'll be able to pick your slides. Like if you want to link that tab to slide 1, you click it now and you say apply. Now it's linked to slide 1. And so basically that is how you do your notebook. But I want you to go ahead and click on Let's Play. So you can see all the different materials you have in your notebook. If you click on the Let's Play, there are several materials that you could use right now, readily available for you to use for your classroom. You have notebooks that's already pre-made for you. Okay. And all these, you're gonna, and all these are different activities that helps you level up your knowledge and everything for your students. We're going to take 5 minutes and we're going to start the next lesson. So go and play around with your notebook on the play side of it, and you'll see all the different tools that you have to use inside your notebook. So go ahead and take 5 minutes and we're going to start with the next lesson.
Ms. McCowan,
Yeah.
are you saying the next lesson, the next session, or?
Session, yeah, next session.
So you're done?
Yeah, they told me to wrap it up.
Okay. All right. All right, y'all. So thank you all for participating and being engaged in that session. We're going to exit out of this session and we're going to go to the next one. Let me just kind of going back to that grace. I'm getting a lot of messages about people saying they not in the they can't get in the room. Just know that when you're in the waiting room, sometimes it may take a little while. We're kind of moving left to right, but you will be in the room as long as you're clicking the correct link at the correct time. So when you leave out of here, just go to the next session. Even if you're in the waiting room, we will not begin until everybody's in. And I know some people are running a little late, but you're getting in as soon as I see it. So just be patient in that regard. But make sure you're clicking on the correct link at the correct time. We'll see you at the next session. Thank you.